Let's start with the discussion about the potential TikTok ban in the United States, and then we'll explore what I think you should be doing to hopefully limit the potential damage of that ban. If you use TikTok in the US and you logged on the 18th of January 2025, you probably saw a pop-up message that said, hey, there are laws, we need to follow them. Therefore, you can't use this service. It is no longer available because we don't want to get fined into oblivion. All in all, the ban lasted 14 hours. President Trump at the time had not been sworn into office, but he stated that he would sign an executive order that would delay the ban by 75 days. That means that TikTok can continue to function and they would not receive fines for the time being. As of the 19th of January, so one day after the ban began, it is back up, it is back running. I think the app still hasn't made its way back into all of the app stores, maybe iOS, Android. I saw somewhere that the app wasn't back available for download, but if you have the app on your device, if you use the website, it should be available. This is good news for all the US-based TikTokers because some people were very, very upset, and I understand that completely. If you rely on TikTok for your income, if that is your main social media platform, losing access to that is probably very scary. So I understand why people were upset about it, why they were concerned about it, and I am sure they are all very happy now. I have access for 75 more days, and I am very glad for you. But let's talk about actionable items, what I think you should be doing to prepare for bans of any social media service that you rely on. Number one, if you make any kind of content, do not just upload that content, that video, that audio file, and delete it locally. I think you should be backing up at least the final copy of everything that you make locally. That way, if YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, if they were to disappear tomorrow, you didn't lose access to all the videos or podcasts that you made. You still have them on your computer, on an external hard drive, so you can now just go upload those on a new service, and you haven't lost years of work. That's the first thing I think you should be doing. I know a lot of people do not do that, and when there are threats of bans or services go down, they say, oh my gosh, I don't have all the work that I put in. It's lost forever. So back your stuff up locally. I understand that is size intensive, that can take a lot of storage space. That's why I am saying at least back up the final copy. That's what I do with Podcastage. That's what I do with this podcast as well. I back up the final version. For this show, I also back up the audio, the raw audio, so I can go back and adjust it if I need to. But I think that is incredibly important, and that's something that a lot of people don't think about because they assume these services will always be there. Nope. Social media apps come and go. Social media sites come and go. Friendster, LiveJournal, MySpace was the biggest thing in the world, and it is essentially non-existent now. So number one, back up your stuff. Number two, cross-post your content to multiple platforms. This is easier said than done because it can be very time-intensive. Sometimes you need to tailor content specifically to that platform. But if you're making short-form videos, 90 seconds or less, it is pretty darn easy to cross-post that video to TikTok, to YouTube Shorts, to Instagram Reels, to Twitter or X, whatever platforms accept short-form content, you can cross-post it. That's going to allow you to hopefully garner an audience on different platforms. That way, if you were to get banned on one of them, you still have a following elsewhere. Now, that again is easier said than done because it is time consuming, but also it is very difficult to convert people from one platform to another. So a suggestion I have here is to create unique content that is tailored to those specific platforms that match what the users are expecting. So on Twitter, people are expecting a different type of video than on TikTok. On YouTube, people are expecting a different type of video than you'll find on Instagram. So I would say create unique content for each of these platforms. TikTok is a short-form platform. YouTube is trying to be a short-form platform. I don't know how effective they are at it. I don't necessarily like it. When I think of YouTube, I think high quality, or maybe I think of long form content. I shouldn't add the qualifier of high quality because there is a lot that is not. I think of YouTube as long form. I think of TikTok as short form. I think of Instagram as very short form, very frivolous, very vain. Is that unfair? Maybe it's just what Instagram pushes to me, very vain, but also lots of cool watch shorts, lots of cool shorts and photos of watches, which I love. So create behind the scenes content, create long form content. The reason that I give for people to visit a different platform is offering higher quality audio, because for a microphone review, for an audio gear review, that is really, really important. So I try to provide them value to go to another platform because that conversion is insanely difficult. Also, it's insanely difficult to convert people who watch one channel to another channel unless they are directly linked in topic, in delivery, and everything. Getting somebody to go from a microphone review channel to a podcast, my gosh, that's difficult. Or maybe I just suck at it. I don't give people enough justification. So I would say create unique content on the different platforms that is tailored to what the audiences on those platforms expect. And number 4, this is something I will yell about until I am blue in the face, until I'm 6 feet under the ground. I will yell about this forever. Create and own your own space online. This means have your own website. Podcastage.com, geeksrising.com. Have these websites, promote them, and give people a reason to go to them. That way, if tomorrow all the social media apps got banned, all the servers were corrupted, and somehow the server your website is hosted on wasn't corrupted. I don't know what the scenario is, but hypothetically, people still know where to find you. They can now go to podcastage.com or yourname.com, whatever it is, to find your content, to find out what you're up to if they want to. Again, it's hard to get people to do that, so I think you need to give them a reason to visit your website. Don't just say, go to my website. I post the exact same content as I do on YouTube. It's the exact same content as my podcast. What I do is I say I upload higher quality audio to my website, so go check it out there. I have in-depth show notes. I used to. Give them a reason to go to your website, and once people are aware of that website and they frequent it, if you were to disappear on all the social media apps and they wanted to see what you're up to, they wanted to follow what you're working on, they could still do it. I will link 2 articles in the description in the episode notes. It is a Forbes article discussing the TikTok ban, and then there's a Verge article talking about the executive order which delayed the TikTok ban by 75 days. Those are all the actions I think you should be taking. If there are any other actions that you think I missed that you think are beneficial for anybody, and you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and leave a comment so other people who are TikTokers can maybe get some other ideas, or just social media influencers, content creators can have some ideas on how to protect what they're working on.